presentation and also introduce yourself at the same time.
Perfect, thank you.
You restarted it, right?
Okay, so we are on item 10.
Yeah, the next two items will be covered by VP Allison.
All right.
Good evening. We are bringing this item, recommending that the board approves the reappointment of the 7 members listed in the board agenda item to the Prop 39 Citizens Bond Oversight Committee for an additional 2-year period. This would be the last 2-year period for each of the members that we're recommending this evening.
Okay. Motion by Dennis and second by who? Sandy? Okay. So let's vote. Wait. Yes. Comments from the audience? No. No comments from the audience. Take comments from the board.
I've been on some other boards, and it sounds like everybody's getting turned down all at the same time. Do you see that as being an issue?
It very well could be an issue, and we'll be trying to be proactive prior to the fall of 2019 to address that issue. But yes, it definitely could be an issue if they all term out and we don't have anyone else waiting in the wings to step up and agree to serve.
And the way the bylaws or the law is, nobody can volunteer to serve another term.
No, they would not be able to serve a third term, a third 2-year term.
Any other questions from the board? Trustee Ochoa?
Mr. Joseph Allison, what would be the process to apply to be on this committee?
I'm not aware of the specific details of how, but I know you could contact either myself, Sheila Flores, and it really is just putting a name forth. But if you have specific questions about the process, I can get that information to you. But typically it's been providing a name, whether it be an email, verbally, and then we contact the individual to determine their desire to serve.
Thank you.
We have a member in the audience. Jim, how did you become a member originally?
I was asked by the Ag Department if I represent the Atwater community area. It's been an interesting journey the last few years. It's kind of like watching the grass grow. But there's some exciting things in the wings, and the next 2 years should be very, very important.
Okay. Any other questions? Then let's vote. Trustee Gill, how do you vote?
Aye.
And the rest of us will vote. Right, motion passes. Item B, approval of notice of Lions Campus Farm property lease.
So we have an existing farm lease on the Los Banos property that expires in January 2018. And so we are looking to move forward and enter into a new lease. However, prior to doing so, we're required to provide public notice, and we have to obtain board approval in order to provide that public notice. And so tonight, that's what we're recommending, that the board approve and authorize the district to move forward with the public notice, and then the actual lease will be brought back next month in December.
All right. And I get a motion? We have a motion by Trustee Delgado,
Second.
second by Trustee Ochoa. Any questions or comments from the audience? questions from the board?
Well, I'd like to see a copy of the lease when it comes to the board in December, if
Yes.
that's part of the packet.
Yes, it will definitely be part of the packet.
And this year, the lease is going to be increased by $50 per acre.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, let's vote. Trustee Gill?
Aye.
All right, motion is approved. All right, now we are on item 10C, MCFA agreement 2015 through 2018.
Yeah, it's my pleasure on behalf of the district and the MCFA negotiations team to recommend the approval of the MCFA agreement that's before you. As you heard from the president of the MCFA, it was endorsed by him. It was fully vetted. It was voted upon and ratified by MCFA. There are many wins as a part of this process, and I, for one, was very pleased to be at the table with this negotiation team. We seemed to move things along very quickly this calendar year, which was very promising. So I just applaud everybody who was involved. In fact, I don't want to put Patrick on the spot, but could you introduce who was on your team, and then I'll introduce who was on the district team?
Absolutely. So our lead negotiator was Rich Randall, and the rest of our team was Kitty Cazares, Krista Wilson, Charlie Schlinger, and Joey Merritt.
Darn, you did that so easily. I'll see if I can do the people on my team. So
I didn't
on-
have as many changes in mine over the last 3 years.
On the district team was myself, Dr. Mike McCandless, Dr. Brian Ellison, Tracy Green, and Doug Kane was on there. And then representing the board was Cindy Lashbrook. And so that comprised the team. There were a few, as Patrick mentioned, there were a few changes here and there, but the team that did the bulk of the work starting in January on the district team were those individuals. So thank you for serving on both sides, and thank you to Trustee Lashbrook for serving as a representative from the board.
Okay, so now it's up to us. Do we have a motion?
I move we do it.
You got a motion by Dennis, second by Jean. Okay, and are there any questions from the audience? Any questions from the board?
You know, I thought it was curious that the cover hasn't been updated. It looks like, it's like a funky little graphic from like the 80s. Triangles and dots, so.
Probably exactly when it was created.
Yeah, all right, well, it shows.
For those on the MCFA side, they would tell you it feels like it's been since the 1980s that it's to
Exactly.
this point, so maybe it's apropos.
Any other questions or comments? All right, well, let's vote. Trustee Gill, how do you vote?
Aye.
And the rest of us will vote. And motion is approved.
Congratulations to both sides. I'm assuming you'll tweet out about that or put it on Facebook.
I'm on it.
Is
All right, very good.
Okay, moving on to next item D, 2017 to 2019 SSSP, Basic Skills and Student Equity Integrated Plans.
This will be Dr. Mike McCandless and Tamazia Drummond, who is the Director of Student Success.
Thank you. Tomasi also was the chair of the committee, which is very important. And so we're going to talk for a few minutes about the integrated plan, what it is, and both the contents and the process. So we have multiple categorically funded programs on campus. Three of the larger ones are BSI, the Basic Skills Initiative, Triple SP, Student Success and Support Program, and Student Equity. Each of those have required separate plans, and the state has seen a lot of these plans using funding for similar things, which has not allowed or forced the colleges to best leverage those resources to reach the largest number of students. And so they recently created the integrated plan. And what the integrated plan does is it requires that collaboration between the three programs to ensure they're maximizing and leveraging these expenditures in this categorical funding. When they initially released the integrated plan template and the idea for the integrated plan last year, we quickly worked to create a cross-constituency work group from existing committees that could represent, excuse me, that could represent their groups, both management, classified professionals, students, and faculty, as well as their respective committees. So we had people from the Student Success Committee, Student Equity, and the Triple SP Advisory Committee. So it was a rather large group. There was a lot of interest and a lot of volunteers, but it was very representative and made sure that no stone was left unturned and all the information that came forward will help move the campus forward.
So one of the requirements of the integrated plan is that we had to create 5 student success goals. And so those goals are listed on this page. We also had criteria for those goals. They had to be measurable and attainable. And they also had to cross 2 out of 3 programs. And so we worked closely with the Office of Institutional Effectiveness to make sure that those goals were measurable and attainable. And so the work group and the 3 managers began working on the integrated plan in April. We worked throughout the summer, and the draft was finalized at the end of summer. And beginning August 22nd to October 18th, we provided presentations at all the committees listed, all the committees on campus. We also provided a presentation to College Council. The last review was made by the work group on October 31st, and we're bringing it to the board today. Initially, the plan was due on December 15th, but we just received notice that they've extended the deadline to January 31st. We're just happy we got it done.
They're changing their submission form to electronic as opposed to paper copy.
Yeah.
So they're waiting for that template to come on.
Questions?
Any questions or comments?
Any questions from the board? All right, no questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'd like to publicly commend Tamazia for serving as the chair of this integrated plan. This was a new approach to this plan. It was complicated, to say the least, to put all these pieces under one plan. It makes a lot of sense, but for her leadership, we certainly appreciate it. Thank you, Dr. McCandless and your team, and I think it's going to serve us well in the next several years.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item E. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, back up a little bit. So we have, do we have a motion on this item? We have a motion already, and we're going to go. All right. So,
No, you don't. Let's turn to Stacy. You don't
you're getting me
I move that we
confused.
accept this.
Okay, so can I get a motion? We have a motion from
Second.
trustee Lashbrook, a second from trustee Ucho. So any comments from the audience? Any comments from the board? All right, well let's vote now. Trustee Gill, how do you vote?
Aye.
And the rest of us will vote? Okay, let's see how the results are, and the motion is approved. So now we can move on to item E, the Hunger Free Campus Resolution.
I'm presenting this really on behalf of ASMC and the Office of Student Equity. Dr. Regina Coletto has been working with ASMC on this matter. But we really have to give a lot of credit to ASMC. They were ahead of the curve on this one. They've been working on a food pantry for a while now, and they have not only established a food pantry on this campus, but it is literally bursting out the doors at certain times. In fact, they have had so much they've been able to donate to the community of Santa Rosa during the fire. So I commend them. So the college has been allocated almost $20,000 from the Chancellor's office, and these were the three pieces or components that were required. One, that we had to establish a food pantry on campus, but we didn't have to establish it because ASMC was already ahead of the curve on that one, and they had that taken care of. Number two is designated Merced College employee to assist students in applying for CalFresh benefits. But we didn't have to do that because the Office of Student Equity and Dr. Coletto had already made sure that they had 2 employees that went through the training and were able to provide the CalFresh benefits through the application process. So the last one is our Board of Trustees declaring us a hunger-free campus. And ASMC has provided a resolution that's there in your board docs. And if the board's okay with it, and Cody would like to say a few words about this before you take action, I think that would be most appropriate.
Of course, Cody, come on up.
Sure, thank you. I'd actually like to invite Jose Sanchez up here. He authored the resolution, and I'd like to publicly commend him. He's been really the lead on the food pantry's operations, getting donations, making sure it's running smoothly. So he could probably speak better on this than I can. The food pantry was my brainchild back my first term as president here, maybe like 50 years ago. And then after I came out, other people took it over, and Jose's really made it what it is. So Jose, come up.
Like Cody said, this kind of came down on me at the end of last semester. I was happy to take on this project, and now I'm really excited to see where it goes on from here on out.
All right. Thank you for all your efforts, and we will vote on this as soon as we get a motion on the floor.
I'd like to move that we declare Merced College as a hunger-free.
We got a motion from Trustee Lashbrook, second from Trustee Jordan. So is there any comments from the audience? Any comments from the board?
Yes, I'd also just like to personally commend Jose for all of his hard work and his dedication to the food pantry. Every single day, it is the first object that he takes care of, and I really do thank you for your hard work, Jose. And I'm just excited to serve all the students that it really does serve. Every single day we have students coming in and out of our office using the food pantry, regardless of their income. So I would just like to say thank you.
I want to say that, I didn't know Jose before I was trustee, but now I feel like I see him everywhere. And he's just so involved and always engaged and always happy to give you an update on food pantry or all these other projects. And so I think that the success of this food pantry project and the hunger-free resolution really is, I know it's shouldered by all of ASMC, but Jose's a great face for this program and a good advocate for Merced College, so thank you.
All right. So we have a first, second. Let's vote. Trustee Gill?
I vote aye.
And the rest of us will vote. All right, and it's been approved. So thank you so much for all of you for all the hard work that you're doing on the food pantry.